So good afternoon. Today we're at the International Culinary Center with Chef Pablo Ranea from Argentina, and he's the executive chef and owner of a Zafran restaurant in Mendoza, and he's a leading character in new Argentinian cuisine. And we're very happy because we had a full session with him today. He taught us about different food and he paired us with different wine. Chef is also a certified sommelier, so he brought in his experience of wine and food to us. So we have a few questions with Chef today, and Chef is very gracious enough to spend extra time with us. So my first question to you, Chef, is what do you consider the new Argentinian cuisine?
Okay, well, new Argentinian cuisine. Argentinian cuisine has quite a young culture or young history. When we talk about Argentinian cuisine, we talk about 200 years. I mean, compared with other cuisine, it's quite young. The new Argentinian cuisine, it happens a couple of decades ago. Beef is something very important in our culinary cuisine in Argentina. So new Argentinian cuisine, it's to take traditional recipes or traditional ingredients and combine in different ways and make better presentations. Also, Argentina is quite large, it's quite big, the country. Actually, it's the 8th world largest country in the world. So depends on where you are in Argentina. They have different weather, different soil, and also different ingredients. It's not the same what you can see in the south in Patagonia or in the northwest of the country, Salta, the Andean regions, or the area of the northeast of the country. So all this area, they used to work as like separate islands, like different islands. So part of what happened with the globalization is that all these islands, they start to get, I wouldn't say contaminated, but maybe in a good way. Like, sometimes you get like a Patagonian lamb from the south with a garnish that is quinoa from the Andes, right? With a sauce that has corn or tapioca from the northeast, and you make a new dish, right? So this is new Argentinian cuisine. Or, for example, traditional cuisine, Argentinian cuisine is what we call asados or barbecue, where you can have these nice pieces of good quality steaks with ribs, with chorizo, with blood sausage or sweetbreads. New Argentinian cuisine is to take those ingredients and instead of serving just like that, grilled, which is really good, maybe take, for example, sweetbreads and combine with mushrooms and make a ravioli, or make blood sausage and Parmesan cheese and make an empanada with that. Okay. So this is more contemporary.
Yes. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you, Chef. What would you like to talk about your experience at Zafran, and what does it mean to you, the restaurant? The name of the restaurant is Zafran, which also means saffron.
Yes.
So what is the relevance to that?
Yes. Well, I worked in Azafran for 10 years.
Okay.
I don't work anymore in Azafran since a year, almost more than a year. But Azafran, it was one of my most important jobs. It's like my second home. I spent there, as I mentioned, about 10 years. I love it and I learned a lot there. The name of the restaurant is Azafran, means saffron, because that restaurant opened at the end of the 90s as like a deli, they said only, they used to sell in the beginning. It wasn't a restaurant in the beginning. It was a place where you can find sun-dried tomatoes or spices, cumin, paprika, oregano, pastas and olive oils on different preserve and marmalade. And after a couple of years, when they opened, they had a small menu of tapas. And then I started working in that restaurant, and we worked and we had the whole menu to make a whole concept of restaurant.
Wow.
So Azafran came from the beginning of the concept that it used to be like a market of spices.
Wow. So it is an interesting concept of no wine list and no wine cellar.
Yeah, exactly. That is very important because our wine list was, we like to call it a wine living.
Okay.
A wine living room. that when you have to choose the wine, you have to go to the cellar and pick the bottle. All the wines that were exhibited there, and very well organized. We had more than 800 labels. So if I tell you we have more than 500 labels and you have to choose a bottle and you don't know much about it, it's like, oh, I have to choose one in 500.
Yes.
But we organize it very well. We always have a couple of sommeliers. So part of the experience to join the restaurant is to go through the cellar and
yes.
choose the bottle. And we had the wines at the winery price.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that is really good. That is really good because you only have to pay a small corkage fee
wow.
to have a wine there. So it works as also as another commercial unit,
yes.
right? So you can go and buy wine all the time there.
Absolutely.
And find it in a good price.
And reachable to everyone.
Exactly, exactly. So you don't pay ridiculous prices for a premium wine. You only
yep.
pay the real price
yep.
with a small corkage fee.
And what attracted you towards wine? As there are not so many chefs who are both chefs and sommeliers.
Right, right. Well, actually, I have to say that before being a chef, I was a graphic designer.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I always like to do something with creativity.
Okay.
And I always like to cook for friends. I'm not coming from the typical or the most common, or the classic model where most of the chefs comes, that maybe they have a grandmother or a mother or a father that they were cooking all the time and where they learn. My mother, she was a mother and a father at the same time. We were three brothers, and she works all day trying to, to be a father and a mother and to feed us, So she didn't even have time to cook. But since my secondary school, I was always enjoying to cook pizzas for my friends or to do empanadas or do different things. And then I studied the art graphics,
yes.
and I really enjoyed. I really like it. I always like to cook, but that was in the 90s, and I didn't realize that you can live. You can spend your life as a professional chef.
Yes.
Then I started traveling, and I discovered in other countries that you can be a cook, chef, and work in nice kitchens,
yes.
and do something very nice with the creativity. So that's why I changed, and I was like, okay, let's become a chef. So I take it seriously and study cuisine, and that was happened in the late 90s. I was in Mendoza. Mendoza is a wine region of Argentina, and I saw in the first decade, in the early 2000s, how the wine industry develops and grows over the years, that more and more winemakers start to make new wines, different wines, and those new wines demands more food that has to be paired with those wines.
Yes.
So I saw how everything started to change. And I got in love with wines and different styles of wines, and started traveling, and I started to communicate the wines. So that's why I decided in the year 2010 to also get serious about that and study the sommelier program.
Also, I wanted to ask you, Chef, what do you think should follow? Food should follow wine, or wine should follow food, or it should just be how you feel it should be?
That's a nice question. Well, I have to say that sometimes, as a chef and a sommelier, you have to create a menu that has to be paired with a specific wine list, right? So you have the wine list. Sometimes the winemakers come and it's like, okay, Pablo, we have to make a wine dinner, and I have 5 different Malbecs.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
5 different reds.
Yes.
So, well, how to make a starter or amuse-bouche, 2 starters, a main course, dessert, all with Malbec. So you really have to think, you have to taste, and create a menu because of the wines, right?
Yes.
Or in some cases, it's different, right? Because it's the opposite. So you have to, maybe you have a special event that maybe is for St. Valentine's or something for Christmas, or something that that you have to make many courses menu, and then you make the food first, you create the food first, and then you choose the pairing. So depends on the product, depends on the context, I think.
Over the last year, I've seen a trend that you are doing a lot of pop-up dinners.
Yes.
What brought this about? And I'm sure you love to travel, and so do I.
Right.
But is that the main reason you like to travel?
I mean, sometimes people, they have this romantic idea that well, I keep traveling all the time, and it's fun, and it's traveling. You spend all your life in the plane, and it's fun. I love that. I love that. But you know, sometimes it's a lot of things, you know, to organize and coordinate.
Absolutely.
And sometimes not everything goes well. You know, you have to coordinate a lot of things. But what the reason what I like and what moves me to do this kind of thing is to learn about the different places.
Okay.
The different restaurants where we visit, the different houses where we stay.
Yeah.
That many times we learn a lot from the host where we stay in different houses. So this nomad life,
Yes.
that I'm doing is about learning and teach.
Wow. Okay.
It
It makes sense.
Yes, yes, in our website. In my website is pabloranea.com.
Okay.
Also on Instagram is Pablo Ranea,
Yes.
or Facebook.
Perfect. So people can follow and find out where to visit Chef next.
Yeah.
And my next question is, Chef, when will you go to India next? India is waiting for you.
All right. So would love to go there. Never went. Oh well, the only place where I went in Asia, it was Hong Kong
Okay.
and Macau.
Okay.
Last year. But I have very high expectation with India. I really want to go to try the different cuisine and the different areas of India.
Yes.
I know that they're very different. They're
Very
in the south, in the west, in the north, in the east.
Very different.
Yeah. So
You would love the spices there, and there's an upcoming wine industry as well. So it'd be interesting if you go there and you get to maybe take back a lot of Indian flavors with you, because in India, every part of India, completely different cuisine.
wow.
So like Argentina.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it would be great if you go there. We would love
a lot
it.
of history. I can
Yes,
imagine.
very old country. Yes, a lot of very old cuisine. And what location? Sorry, my next question is, Chef, what is your favorite Argentinian meal? Could be a comfort food, and what would you pair it with?
Well, well, that question, I like a lot of things, but if I have to think in what I like, what I enjoy the most in Argentina is the asado.
Okay.
Asado is like barbecue.
Okay.
Barbecue. Barbecue is in Argentina is something very how you say, very emblematic, very familiar.
Yes.
So like every weekend you spend Sunday lunch with your family, and there's always someone in the family that he specializes in doing the best asados, the best barbecues.
Absolutely, of course.
So yeah, this is the meal that I enjoy the most. Not only because of the quality of the beef, also because of the time that I spend with my family there.
Yes.
And it's asado and Malbec. I think it's the best pairing. So if I have to think in my favorite meal, my favorite food is always asado.
Asado Malbec.
Asado and Malbec, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the legendary Argentinian beef and the beautiful Argentinian Malbec.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
a pleasure
you.
to speak with you, and a pleasure to spend time watching you cook and taste the beautiful Argentinian wine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.